Hi, we're Gino and Allie Schmelzer, and we are the directors of the Zoe Intern program at Joy Church Medford in Medford, Oregon. We put together this video to show you a little bit more about who we are here at Zoe Interns and how you can be a part.
We know that you're busy and you have lots to do, so thanks for taking a little bit of time to sit with us, let us tell you about Zoe Interns, and to see if it's God's next best step for you. At any moment, you can click the button below us and schedule a phone conversation. We'd love to talk with you, answer your questions, and maybe even see you here in Medford in the fall to join us for Zoe Interns. So thanks for staying tuned.
Now, let's get started. Who are we? We are dreamers, desperate to build something that will matter 100 years from now. We are a community with a cause. We are pursuers of something bigger than ourselves. We are those who dare greatly and succeed or fail spectacularly. We are those who wake up with purpose and go to sleep exhausted in the pursuit. We are a family who laugh together, cry together, and fight for each other. We are students of God's infallible word. We are world travelers ever seeking to broaden our horizons. We are joyfully preparing ourselves for all that lies ahead of us while learning from what we've left behind. We lean into discomfort, press on through pain as we discover who we were created to become. We are worshipers who seek to know God's heart and to hear His voice. We are servants laying down our lives to love deeply and lead humbly. We are those who want to live life and live it fully. We are Zoe Interns. We hope you enjoyed that short video that tells a little bit more about who we are here at Zoe Interns. And now we want to talk to you about what you're going to learn in the rest of this video about Zoe Interns and some of the specifics about how that can apply to your life. The first thing that we're going to have you learn is how you can begin through Zoe Interns to pursue God's call on your life. You're also going to learn how you could join us this year on our international missions trip. We're going to tell you about how you could earn your degree in ministry and also how you could receive hands-on experience and training here at Zoe. And then finally, we want to talk to you about how you could graduate college debt-free. Super exciting stuff.
Yeah, we are really excited to have you with you, to have you here with us, and to tell you about Zoe Interns and how God's used it to change lives just like yours. Before we do though, we want to kind of help you understand why we're so crazy about Zoe, why we love it so much. To start, we're both graduates of Zoe. We each did 3 years and they have forever impacted us. After Allie graduated in 2012, we began our relationship, we fell in love, and we were married in the summer of 2013. I am a very blessed man, and Allie's actually pretty lucky too.
I am.
Let's not kid ourselves here. We both worked in the restaurant industry, and then for the first 2 years of our marriage, we ran a small advertising and commercial business. We learned a lot doing that.
About 3 years ago, we had the incredible honor of getting asked to direct the Zoe Intern program that we both love so much. Zoe Interns is currently in its 18th year as a program, and over the last 3 years of directing, we have gotten the opportunity to see so many lives changed as students began to discover God's plan for them and His call on their lives. We really believe what it says in Jeremiah 29:11. It says, "For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. They are plans for good and not for disaster, to give you a future and a hope." Here at Zoe, we believe that you have a God-given purpose. And at Zoe, we want to help you begin to prepare for and discover what that purpose is.
We have a saying in Zoe, it's live God's kind of life. And here, I want to help you actually learn a little bit of Greek. It's about all the Greek I know too, and it's the word Zoe. Zoe is actually a Greek word, and it refers to that kind of life that only God can live. An extraordinary, purpose-filled life, full of meaning and adventure. And guess what? We want to help you live God's kind of life. We want you to experience it. We want you to live it every day.
Here at Zoe, we have a very specific mission. And at Zoe, our mission is to train up the next generation of leaders and influencers and equip them with the tools and experience they need to lead. We focus on theology, ministry, and leadership training, as well as crucial life skills. We believe that the next generation of leaders should be healthy people who have a vibrant relationship with Jesus as well as with others. We believe that good character is a requirement for every leader, and that we believe that all leaders need to live what they preach, whether it's in a sermon, a song, a film, a business, or in any other sector of society. So you may be asking, how do we do this here at Zoe Interns? We focus on three primary things. We focus on Bible college, we focus on leadership development, and we focus on world missions. And today we're going to break down these three focuses that we have and tell you a little bit more about them. So the first thing we're going to start with is our international missions trip. Our international missions trip is so important to us. It is a highlight of many of our students' years. They love it, and we believe it's so important to get that real worldview of what God's doing across the world. We've gone places like Cambodia just in 2017. We've gone to La Paz, Mexico in 2018. We've gone to Ireland, to Romania, to Colombia, to lots of other nations. And to us, our mission trips are such a highlight, and what's been so cool about them is that we've even seen students after their intern years return to the nations that they visited as they were interns and began to serve in those nations. I can think particularly with Cambodia and Mexico, we've had people return to those nations and actually serve as missionaries in those nations, which is such an incredible thing to see God begin to stir that as an intern and then that get to be fulfilled in the rest of their life.
Yeah, I just want to add to that for a second. There's so much special about Zoe and the experiences the students get to have over a year. But definitely when we ask them, one of their favorite and one of their most impacting is the international mission trip that we do every year. There just is so much that goes on. I think the joy of being able to give, and many times when you ask people, they say, hey, we received so much experience. And I want to share with you one of those stories from Cambodia. While on our mission trip to Cambodia 2 years ago, we were able to visit a very poor neighborhood. The houses were small shacks that looked like they'd been made with scrap material, and the whole neighborhood was built right next to or on top of a garbage dump. While there, we met a beautiful little girl named Srinath. She was actually sponsored to attend the Christian school that we had served at. This was her home, a dirty and, I imagine, dangerous place for a little girl to grow up. But we learned that by getting her an education, the odds of her avoiding a life of poverty or worse, prostitution, increased tremendously. Not only would this work the church and school was doing help her, but eventually with an education, she could help her whole family rise above poverty. This is the type of work we get to support and see while on our mission trips. Already in our history, even as I was talking about, we're seeing students who are getting impacted, who are getting a glimpse during these times, and then they're going back to these countries for extended times of service. And, it was a really touching and special moment for me to be able to be there. And you actually see that picture with Ali and Srinath, and to just express the love of God to her, to her community there. And we were changed as well. I want to tell you another story, and that was from our trip just last year in La Paz, Mexico. We have our Joy Church La Paz, so we serve here at Joy Church Medford, and then we're so blessed that some of our team went out and planted a church in La Paz, Mexico. This church is doing well and it's growing, and it's a young church. One night while we were there, we were able to take out 3 of the young adult leaders of the church. These young adults are faithfully serving the church. I think they're all relatively new to leadership. They're doing a great job. And we were able to go and sit around a table, actually a really cool coffee shop in La Paz, drinking coffee, eating pastries, really suffering, right? And we were able to just strategize with them and encourage them. We were able to talk about our shared experiences, leading people, and the heartache and the joy and the triumphs. As we left, I was able to hear a few months later that our conversation actually really made an impact in their lives, and some strategic decisions that they made in leadership actually came out, I think, at least in part from those conversations. There's really nothing better for me. That's one of my favorite parts, is to be able to travel hundreds, maybe even thousands of miles and sit down with fellow Christians who we don't share the same culture. We don't always even share the same language, but we share a common purpose in our faith. And it's so cool to realize that, hey, I'm not alone. We're not alone doing this Christian faith, but also to look at another believer and say, hey, you're not alone either. You can do it. You can make it. To strengthen them like we get to do on the mission trips is just an amazing part. We'd love for you to get that chance as well.
Totally. It's a total highlight. So that's our missions trips, and that is a big part of what we do here at Zoe. But the next thing that we do is that we focus on Bible college. We are so proud to get to partner with Vision International University. We believe in the power of education and of students really getting grounded in God's Word, that they have an accurate understanding of what God's Word says. And with our partnership with Vision International, through Zoe and Vision, students can earn up to their associate's or even their bachelor's degree in ministry while in the Zoe Intern program. For students in the associate's level, so that's our 2-year program to get their degree in ministry, these are just a couple of the classes that students will take in those times to get their degree: the Old and New Testament surveys, Christian counseling classes specified to different books of the Bible like the Pentateuch, John, Romans, lots of different ones in there, church history, hermeneutics, which is the interpretation of the Bible, homiletics, which is learning how to preach and how to speak, and a variety of other classes. And these classes are so key to shaping and forming an accurate picture of what the Bible says, what we teach, and building a solid foundation for our Christian faith.
The next section that we really love, and it's a special part of Zoe, is our life classes, our Zoe life classes. These are classes that we teach on campus here in Joy Church Medford, and students receive full Vision International credit for each and every one of these life classes. They are spiritual life, thought life, personal life, and relational life. And these 4 core classes that students take in their first year here at Zoe really, I believe, create a strong foundation for the rest of their life. They're able to learn the beautiful basics of getting a disciplined Bible life, disciplined time of prayer and worship, learn how to really think in a way that is going to open doors that have closed them in their life. Personal life, practical stuff like how to get a budget, stick on a budget, grow financially, manage time, and relational life. What does it mean to be a man? What does it mean to be a woman? What does it mean for men and women to relate together in the workplace as friends and in that special way as a husband and wife? And we believe these core classes are going to just set you up for whatever else you're going to do. It's such a really cool way. It's a mix of both soft skills and hard skills.
And then finally, we talked about our Bible college, we talked about our international missions, and then finally, one of the big focuses we have here at Zoe is through leadership development. And some opportunities that our students, unique to them, get to be a part of is, one, they get to be a part of our Impact Club, which are basically Bible studies that we hold on junior high and high school, public school campuses that we go on. We bring lunch for the students, we bring tons of boxes of pizza, and we help empower student leaders to share their faith on their public, secular high schools and junior highs. And it is such an incredible time to get to mentor students and work with students. And then additionally, we have connect groups, which are basically small groups where our students are mentoring and pastoring younger students in their Christian faith and walking them through just different things in their life. And so they're really developing those leadership abilities and intuitions. And then the other part of our leadership development is what we call practicum, or our internship opportunities. This is where students get to receive hands-on training in a variety of different places, everywhere from in media, with video and graphic design, sound, lighting, photography, as well as in ministry skills like serving with kids, with youth, in administration, event planning, general service projects, in connect group leadership, and plenty of other places. This is where our students can really build those skills, and every single week throughout the week, they are getting the opportunities to put those skills into practice that are not only good for ministry, but also good for business and the workforce and whatever God calls them to in the next season of their life.
Another really special part of the entire Zoe experience is our mentorship opportunities. Zoe just works hand in glove with our local church, Joy Church Medford. And because of that, we get just really cool access to the leadership and the staff at Joy, times of mentoring and classes with Pastor Steve and Kim, with our youth pastor, Pastor Johnny Schmelzer, with our executive pastor, Pastor Natalie Amon. There's something really cool about the opportunity to be able to sit down at lunch or maybe even on a project with people who are doing ministry full time, who are leading organizations and events. And there's just something really cool that for students to be able to draw from that, both just in kind of practical natural skills and in spiritual areas as well. So we really cherish that aspect of Zoe.
And it's really important to Gino and I that we make the time for our students. It's so easy to go to a college where you could just really get lost in the crowd, but really taking that time to mentor our students and work with our students and talk about your life and your problems, not just even your homework and what doesn't make sense or assignments or different things, but how are you doing emotionally and how are you doing and dealing with some of the stuff in your life. That mentorship time is just so valuable that you get one-on-one time with high quality, high class leaders. When we have out-of-town guests and speakers that come to speak at our church, a lot of times they get special opportunities. Our interns get to sit with those world-class leaders and get to hear directly from them. So this is something that is just so unique and so special and that we love to do.
Another really amazing element of what we do here at Zoe, and that I'm just so glad to be a part of, is our community, right? We really want to cultivate a family atmosphere, and I believe that we're doing it twice a month at Zoe. We have our student life nights, and these are times when students will just come over to Allie and I's house and make some popcorn, make some coffee, play some board games. We are big movie buffs, so watch a movie, go out somewhere else and hike. We're in the Pacific Northwest, and there's all kinds of beautiful places to hike or play soccer or flag football. And in these times of just community, both we're building community in our church services, we're building community at our connect groups, we're building community during class, but then also these times where we just get to just have fun. And honestly, we're not trying to make it super spiritual. I think just the fact that we're together loving on each other is spiritual. And so that element of community that we have is so special. And I like to think that we are able to have the wild fun of college without the wild craziness. It's righteous, pure, fun, safe place to be. And we'd love to have you join us for that.
Now, you may be asking by this point, okay, if I come to Medford, if I move to Medford to spend 9 months in the Zoe Intern program, or maybe even longer, where am I going to live? And here at Zoe, we have student housing opportunities. We have a girls' house and a guys' house where students are getting to live in community. And we have different house parents in both of those locations, and they're beautiful facilities, really great places to live where you can live in community, and it's an uplifting environment. It's not like some college dorms where there's kind of craziness and you're trying to pursue God, but you can actually pursue God alongside your other peers in the program with you that are there encouraging you, loving you, helping you at home. And so that is such an encouraging and positive environment. So we love our girls' house and our guys' house. Now, the other question you may be asking is, how much does it cost? And a big value for Gino and I, and for as long as I can remember the Zoe Intern program, is that it's really important to us to have affordable college. And we want to help you graduate college debt-free. That is pretty unheard of in today's day and age with how many crazy student loans that people will be paying off for the rest of their life, or at least for the next 10, 15, 20 years of their life, but we don't want to do that. So even the way our pricing structure is built and our billing structure is built is to help you to graduate college completely debt-free. So we try to make everything work for you. And so our tuition cost per year is $4,500. That includes in your Vision International tuition. So to go to Vision International University, that's included in there, as well as different Zoe experiences and fun things that we do throughout the year. Life classes, pretty much the entire Zoe experience is encapsulated in that $4,500. $250 for room and board, so that's all of your food, all of your housing each month for the entire year. That $250 rate, living in the girls' house or the guys' house, that's how much that costs. And then $2,500 for our international international missions trip, and that is across the board, different places that we've gotten to go. And if you look up different trips that are out there for a guided trip, typically they're around that 10-day mark. It's a pretty steal of a deal, covering airfare, housing, food, experiences. A lot of times there's tour days that we'll take while we're in another nation. All of that is included in that one rate. And so that is a pretty incredible steal of a deal for our pricing. And if you have any questions, please, when you get on the phone with us, ask us about those. If you have any questions about billing or any of that stuff, we would love to answer any financial or pricing questions you may have. And then what you may be asking is why Zoe? What is what sets you apart from other colleges? And 3 things we think set us apart is that we focus on head, heart, and hands. So it's not just your head, it's not just your heart, not just your hands, but it's the unique combination of the 3. So with our head, that's focusing on Bible college, that we allow students to get a strong foundation in the Bible that they can build the rest of their lives on. Our heart, it's about through the daily ins and outs of the Zoe program, students are being challenged and supported as they grow emotionally and mature into caring and trustworthy people. So important that they're getting that heart stuff right. And then finally, hands, that you're getting to not only have all the head knowledge, not only are you becoming a good person, but also you're getting to use your gifts every single week through different opportunities to practice what you've learned. This hands-on approach means that students get to make a difference not only in their future, but now and then continuing for the rest of their lives.
So now you know our story, you know what Zoe is, and I want to share with you 3 reasons why Zoe might be your next best step. At Zoe, we help you to overcome the obstacles of the past, learn how to succeed in the present, and pave the way for the future. Let's kind of break these down for a moment. Number 1, Zoe and your past. Zoe helps you understand your past experiences through a Christ-centered redemptive lens. Through different life classes, one-on-one coffee meetings with Allie and I, just doing life together, we see God move in the hearts of students and bring healing and freedom so that they, and as you join us, you can truly move forward obstacle-free into the future. And then number 2, Zoe helps you to gain both practical and spiritual skills to succeed in your present. We believe that positive present action produces future success. Let me say that again. Positive present action produces future success. And we want your present and your future to succeed. We believe every Christian should be able to pray with passion, speak with clarity, study the Bible with respect and curiosity, and make a difference in the world by honing their God-given talents and using them to serve others. And then finally, number 3, Zoe, it helps you to become the person that your future demands. We don't know where you're going to live. We don't know who you're going to marry. And I'm sorry, even if you pay more money, I can't tell you that one. But what we do know is how to train you to become the kind of person that can succeed in all of these areas, who's going to be ready when the challenges and the opportunities of the future arise. So no matter where life takes you, Zoe can be a great next step for you. Whether it's ministry, business, leadership, the nonprofit sector, of course, ministry, creative pursuits, Zoe will help prepare you for whatever's next. We really believe that God cares what you do. He definitely cares about your actions. But more than he cares about what you accomplish, God cares about who you are. And when you become the person God has designed you to be, then it's so much easier to do the things that he has called you to do, right? We don't offer a magic bullet that's going to tell you exactly who you are, what your life's going to look like. We can help you become that kind of person. And when you are that person, then we really have just seen that the road of God unfolds step by step. And it's a beautiful, beautiful journey, right? At Zoe, we want to really help you live God's kind of life so you can live out the life God's called you to every single day. It's a beautiful thing. So here are a couple action steps. We're almost done. If you think Zoe could be the next best step in God's call in your life, then we want to have a personal conversation with you. Just click the link directly below the video and schedule a phone conversation. There's no obligation when you call. We just love the opportunity to talk and answer your questions. Okay, guys, listen to me for just a second. We work with lots and lots of young adults almost every day. So we know calling someone on the phone can be scary. And you're probably like, yeah, I know it is, okay? But we don't want you just to text us. We don't want you just to Instagram us. We want to talk with you. And if you're totally freaked out.
We're not scary, I promise.
We're not usually scary, okay? 98% of the time we're not. We'll try not to be with you. But we want to talk with you. It's really going to be totally fine. It's going to be good. And we don't want to let fear keep you from exploring if this could be God's next step for you. When we're on the phone, we just want to chat and we want to strategize. We like to actually, even just those few minutes, to dream with you and to help figure out what your next best step should be. So thanks for joining us. We are really just thankful that you gave a couple, minutes, quite a few minutes actually, of your time to hear about Zoe, and we can't wait to talk with you.
Yeah, like Gino said, thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully you learned a lot in this webinar, and if there's anything that you didn't learn, please schedule a phone call with us. We would love to answer any questions that you have and get to just talk with you, like Gino said, dream with you about if Zoe Interns could be God's next best step for you. So thank you so much again for listening, and we hope to hear from you very soon.